central processing unit of the body. The brain acts as the body's central processing unit. It's an incredible 3-pound organ that controls nearly every function within the body, constantly active with countless signals. These signals, processed by billions of interconnected neurons, enable the brain to respond to and manage the body's activities. Known as the center of creative intelligence, the brain's different regions handle various functions essential to who we are and how we interact with the world. Creativity itself depends on a robust memory, a feedback system that allows for repeated trials and improvements, reducing errors with each attempt. This memory shapes our identity, our personal history, our interactions with the environment, and everything we've learned over our lifetime. But how does the brain actually create and store these memories? Let's explore in this video structure and anatomy of the brain. To understand how memories are formed, let's first take a quick look at the brain structure. Our brain is bicameral, meaning it has two hemispheres, the left and the right. Each hemisphere has specialized roles. The right hemisphere is largely involved in higher thought, intuition, and creativity, while the left is focused on analytical and methodical processes. Psychologically, the right side brings forth new ideas, and the left side works to analyze and execute them. The brain receives signals from our 5 senses, organizing them into cohesive perceptions of the outside world. It stores this output data in the brain's memory centers. Working alongside the spinal cord, the brain forms the central nervous system (CNS), which coordinates the entire body. Through the spinal cord, nerves extend throughout the body in what is called the peripheral nervous system (PNS). This interconnected system is what enables the brain to govern movement, speech, and bodily functions. The brain is composed of 3 main parts. 1. Cerebrum, responsible for touch, vision, hearing, speech, emotions, and learning. 2. Cerebellum, manages muscle coordination, posture, and balance. 3. Brainstem, includes the medulla oblongata, which regulates essential functions like breathing, heart rate, and reflex actions such as coughing, sneezing, and swallowing. In addition, the prefrontal cortex and the hippocampus play vital roles in memory. The prefrontal cortex primarily handles short-term memory, while the hippocampus is key to long-term memory. Memory storage is a highly complex process involving various steps, regions, and mechanisms. Memory storage and types of memories in the brain. Memory generation follows 3 phases. 1. Encoding, converting input messages into an electrochemical form. 2. Storage, storing this data in designated areas of the brain. 3. Recall, accessing stored information whenever we need it. The brain employs different memory processes, beginning with a phase known as sensory register. Here, physical stimuli from the environment, captured through the body's 5 senses, as well as proprioception, are stored temporarily. Each sense has its own register or storage location. This initial memory is brief, often lasting just a few seconds. For example, an image you catch in passing remains in your mind for a fleeting moment, then fades. This type of memory doesn't transition into short-term or long-term storage and quickly disappears after a brief moment. Because of its transient nature, this memory is called iconic visual or echoic auditory memory. These initial phases of memory highlight the brain's intricate system, showing how it processes, stores, and recalls information. When iconic memories catch our attention, they begin to take root in the brain as short-term memories. These memories serve as temporary storage, keeping information active for brief periods. Think of the information you memorized just before an exam. By focusing, repeating, and mentally organizing the details, you temporarily store them, often just long enough to complete the test. Of course, this is a simplified view. Some short-term memories do stick around longer, depending on circumstances. Generally, though, short-term memory works by holding information briefly so we can manipulate and use it as needed. Long-term memory, on the other hand, stores information more permanently, lasting from weeks to a lifetime. This type of memory is primarily formed in the hippocampus, which receives temporary memories from the prefrontal cortex and strengthens them by creating new neural pathways linking neurons and synapses. Neuroscientist Eric Kandel's research showed that forming memories involves neurons creating proteins and expanding their networks, which boosts neurotransmitter flow. Unlike a single storage location, memories are distributed across various brain regions, each holding different elements of an experience. Memory reactivation. When we retrieve a memory, different brain areas work together to create a coherent recollection. Because memories are stored in multiple brain regions, traumatic brain injury can lead to partial memory loss, causing certain memories to feel fragmented. Emotional memories, for instance, are stored in the amygdala, while those related to analytical tasks are housed in the striatum. Declarative memories, managed by the hippocampus, encompass things we consciously know and can recall, such as facts and events. Memories are preserved within neural networks called cell assemblies, groups of neurons that activate together in response to specific stimuli. For example, when you see a familiar face, the relevant cell assembly may trigger, bringing past memories to mind. Memory, in this sense, is a reactivation of a particular neural network. The vividness of a memory depends on the strength and frequency of connections between neurons. The more often these connections are activated, the stronger and clearer the memory becomes. Neurons rely on consistent activation of adjacent neurons to maintain the memory network, reinforcing long-term retention. This regular reactivation is like keeping gears oiled in a machine. The more they're used, the smoother they work. When we recall a memory, various brain regions storing related fragments collaborate, with the temporal lobe synchronizing with the cortex. The cortex processes information, while the hippocampus, housed within the temporal lobe, orchestrates the memory recall process, allowing us to experience a unified recollection. Mindscape and the Platonic world of mathematics. There are additional perspectives, those rooted in metaphysics, that suggest fascinating theories about the nature of memory and consciousness. Some mathematicians, like Rudy Rucker, propose that mathematical constructs occupy a mindscape, a mental realm we all share, similar to how we inhabit the same physical universe. The renowned physicist Roger Penrose theorized that our minds make contact with Plato's world of mathematical forms when we grasp abstract ideas. Richard Feynman even speculated that mathematical principles might exist independently of human thought, suggesting they occupy an abstract realm of their own. This raises fundamental questions. Is consciousness a mere product of brain activity, or is it something universal? Are memories just biochemical links between neurons, or do they inhabit an abstract mental space? These questions have ancient origins and remain open to debate today. Science continues to uncover more about the physical side of memory and consciousness, yet others still explore answers from different perspectives. What are your thoughts on memory and consciousness? Let us know in the comments below. If this video sparked your curiosity, give it a thumbs up and share it with friends. And remember to subscribe to Knowledge Lab for more intriguing content. Until next time, stay curious.